him like, crap, well, we have to go. We have to, you know, help him out somehow. Maybe there's a little miscommunication there or something, but that one play, that one move ended up costing the game. But we're going to the next map now. This is going to be fun.
It's going to be Nepal as well.
Yep.
We've seen this once today. It was a little bit of a whitewash. This time might be a little bit of a different story between these two teams. I'm excited for this one, Jason. It's good to see these control maps come in and these teams start to develop an understanding of it. I hope to see a few traces, or I wouldn't be surprised if I did anyway. Flippy and Deargun already seem to be hovering them at this stage. And yeah, I mean, at least in this one, we don't need to mess with timers. There's a clear-cut winner and there's a clear-cut loser. All right, it's a best of 3, and you need to get 100% capture progress on a certain point. So now that I have my free cam working as well, it should be a bit easier.
I'm just happy I don't have to do timers anymore for this one. Oh, this is why I love Koth maps so much, because I just don't have to do anything, like graphic-wise. But I still love them anyways. I still love the whole idea of the map, and I hope to see it progress a little bit further, at least get tweaked a little bit more. I still don't understand why you're contesting it, that the point still gives you percent. So there's also another little tidbit. If you go to the globe in the middle, it normally says the map of where it is. It would say Nepal. Actually, maybe it does say Nepal, because if you're on Ilios, well, if you're on Ilios, then it says Ilios. But anyways, I don't know if it's because we're spectating or if that's how it works. But the fight's already broken out. They're actually over towards the point, and it looks like it has gone the way of the attacking side, or the red side of Melty. Well, just as quick as I say that, though, they've lost 5 men. Flippy's the last guy alive.
Yeah, I mean, I would say there's a distinct amount of back and forth over this one. And the control point now unlocking. It should actually be available here for Flatearth to take. But look at this. Look how quickly Melty are coming back in. Nico leading the charge as well. They're not going to allow this to be a full capture straight away. Nico goes in, going to get stunned up, but then reflecting a fair few of those shots, keeping himself alive, and even Reinforce now actually going to be playing on that Winston as well. Going to be zapping down on Moonell. He should fall in just a moment. But Reinforce, again, on his own. It's a common trend we're seeing with him, unfortunately. Maybe just working together with his team. Something might not be clicking. And that's going to be the point taken.
To give him the benefit, though, I mean, it is his job to jump to the back line and kill a Zenyatta, which is exactly what he did. Sure. It's just the rest of his team didn't really survive. They just kind of got toppled one by one. So he didn't do anything bad, but I kind of agree with maybe there's a little bit of missing synergy with the rest of the team when it comes to that. Artier, fantastic double headshot onto Nico. Does actually take him down, but the pressure's still coming through. Reinforce again, jumping towards the back line. This time he's going for Cabal, and he's not really able to take on Lucio 1v1 at this rate, as now the 2 Tracers are just going to toy with him. He's just trying to jump away, and he does get the leap over the wall, and he won't be able to regroup with his team, but Melty, they're just completely controlling this game so far.
Reminds me of our games we play with the Melty guys when we get control point maps. This is pretty much what they do. They just try and push out. So already 34%, 35 now on this point. You can see even Moon is actually going to be playing a little bit of a flex this time on towards that Reaper. Sometimes we see tankless teams on this map. Both teams going to be using the sound barrier though as well. Nico going to try and swing that Dragon Blade, but Reinforce able to press him back, and even RTA getting double. This might be a chance for Flatearth to actually come forward. 2 players down, 4 players down here from Melty. And Moon, he's already been sitting back at spawn here as well. So everyone having to spawn back in. This point should be reasonably easily taken.
You know, Zarya, she's not a bad hero, but I feel like her on this map is just... It's too difficult, because your ultimate charge comes up so slowly. You have, like, I feel like one of the slowest ultimate charges in the game. That's really hard for you to be impactful with your ults. I mean, obviously when they're up, you absolutely decimate the enemy team. Your shields do absorb a lot of damage, which helps out quite a bit, but Tracers can be so annoying for you, and they build up so much ult charge off you by just staying out of your range. And we're going to see actually a Reaper going in and going down. Lynx picks up 2 quick kills with his Deadeye, and it looks like they will defend here. So a little bit of back and forth between the 2 teams. Flatearth, they will take control of this point, and now they'll be able to do it to Melty, when they just previously did to them.
So that's the question. What's Melty's adaptation now as well? It seems like more traces is how they want to respond to this one here. Moon now switched away from the Reaper. He's going to be playing that Reinhardt, so we might just see a combination of, well, Tracers and Reinhardts really as we go forward. Now, Flatearth still haven't caught up to the total that Melty put up in the first few seconds. So here's the push. A lot of Tracers coming in now. Apologies if this is hard to follow, but there's the Graviton Surge going to tie everyone up just for your viewing pleasure. But still, it looks like, yep, Melty are going to get crunched straight through that as well. Bromas, great use of that ultimate there as well. A couple of Tracers still keeping the point in suspension. Flippy as well, just going to have to jump in and out, try and keep the one ticking across. And now we have an even game. It's 59% each, and it looks like Flatearth have the hold for now.
And you're seeing why Zarya can be impactful. Ultimate's up, you pull the old team together, and you get basically a clean wipe. Again, I feel like they're lacking a little bit of damage, but it seems like Artier and Lynx alone have just been enough. The double McCree, whenever a Tracer gets in the back line, you flashbang them, instantly burst them down, and then you're good to go. Moon just not really getting much help as they're trying to push around the side. Maybe a double Lucio would be a big up for them.
Ooh.
But they got straight on top of the point because no one was defending it. They do have control of it now, but can they win the fight off the back of this bow? It's kind of stuck inside the middle of the fight, just soaking up a lot of damage, not even dropping just yet, but with 3 big kills coming through. Flatearth have been able to shove them away, take the point back, and get one step closer to picking up this first half.
Yeah, we can see Nico here as well, just had to leave away from that point. He doesn't have a pulse bomb ready, so he can't really fight a Winston properly at this stage. See that D-Gun also fell to reinforce here as well. Now Moon is back, of course, on that Reinhardt, able to give a bit more shielding, and already Melty back in the fight quite quickly. There's Nico, gets a great little double there as well. Pulse Bomb claiming 1 kill. Reinforced just trying to stay alive here in that Primal Rage form, and so far he's doing a good job, and unfortunately, not the best form to do damage in, just mostly knock people away and stay alive, and well, that's a long way to jump away. And now, in this overtime, we are going to have to capture here for Melty. So in the last few seconds, they've been able to regain control at this point. Now they have to hold. This could be a very, very close one here. We see the ultimates are up, Primal Rage is up, there's a Pulse Bomb up for Nico, and Earth Shatter for Moon.
That's the biggest one. If Moon can hit a perfect Earth Shatter, they can pick up the win off the back of this. They're waiting for the percent to build up a little bit more, waiting for maybe Melty to get a little bit too aggressive, and Flippy has done just that. The Earth Shatter hits nothing because of the shield coming to reinforce. It keeps his team alive, but can they win the fight?
Well, I don't really know about it. Already people are trying to sneak back on towards the point. You can see Cabal and Board just responding to that one as quickly as they can, try and stop per person trying to capture. There's a Graviton Surge. Only Board actually caught in that one here as well, but this might still be curtains for Melty as we do see Flatearth moving forward in numbers, and they're looking pretty good. Pulse Bomb there doesn't claim any kills, and we can see Artia just trying to hold strong on this point. Now, trying to kill Traces with McCree, really hard to do.
Yeah, but
really
the double Lucio is just, this is what's the hardest part, is they have this double sound barrier to keep each other alive. They have the speed up as well, but that might have been enough. No, that's going to be Lynx here to keep it alive with the Tracer Reinforce coming in as well, and Moon picks up a triple, Bode picks up 1, and I think that should exactly do it. After a long battle, very arduous for both teams, Melty, they secure the first of 3, or 2.
That was, yeah, close. I mean, both teams at 99%. We had to go to the overtime there to see who had actually managed to take it out, and Melty had, I think, multiple failed attempts to try and retake. They got to about 57%, and then it was all about Flatearth really holding that one quite nicely. This second point's very interesting, Jason. We were talking about it before. It's kind of a plaza in the middle here as well, and there's some multiple levels you can I hope that we get to see the last stage, though, as well. That's a lot of fun. And a lot of knockback heroes will be critical on that one. Link's actually going for the Widowmaker here, and so is Flippy. So both sides actually opting for the Sniper class here.
Yeah, this map's really good for snipers because of the high ground you could use outside the temples. You already see Lynx in a perfect position. He's going to spot out so many of them. It just comes down to can he hit the shots, and even has his counterpart of Flippy over towards the side, and Flippy will get the better of him even after being shot. Flippy picks up a second, and this is just how good a sniper can be on this map. It gives you so much control, it gives you so much vision, and not to mention with all the walls being open up in the actual point, it makes it so easy to just swarm over it. And there you go. That's going to be them taking the initial point. And
they timed that quite well. It was a complete ace there in favour of Melty. So they'll get the first point. Now let's see if there's a change in terms of heroes coming up for Flatearth. Doesn't really seem like a big difference. Double Lucio coming in here as well. So Artia
going back to what worked for him.
Yeah, Artia and Lynx are the really only main damage dealers. Lynx at least managed to get rid of Flippy, so his opposite number being down. That's great. Let's see how they can transfer from this one now. Already getting behind there is Artia. He's fanning the hammer so much, and that's all he really has to do as well. Trying to catch on towards Board, who will eventually fall. Great little push, and should be a retake here as well for Flatearth. Easily enough.
Nico, he actually went in towards Lynx on the high ground, was able to actually force him out of it and pick up the kill. But unfortunately, the rest of the team just did go down. It's really weird. I agree. There's like only 2 damage dealers, but they have such a long, such a tanky lineup with 2 Lucios with the speed up and the heals. The double amp it ups, not to mention the sound barriers, plus the Zarya who can shield everyone, or shield one person, plus the Winston who's just very, very tanky, can survive relatively easily. They just can they can just wear you out. And that's where we need to see maybe a double Lucio come in for the side of Melty.
Look at Reinforce. He's pretty much holding the entirety of Melty back, or at least a big part of him there as well, in towards that room. And you can see that even even Moon has to give a bit of ground over to him there as well. And Bromas and Artier doing some serious work. The part of Melty that managed to splinter off from this room got taken down on the point. Board now as well, living a bit dangerously, just trying to set up some defensive structures here as well, so it won't be so easy for the enemy to push them back. But very, very, very strong retake and hence hold from Flatearth right now. You can see them just set up on that point. Nico going for Genji here.
Yeah. He's going for Genji. He's trying to catch out Lynx on the sniper. But I think Lynx is playing a little bit closer to the sniper. Lynx is still on that top trying to go head-to-head against Flippy while the rest of the fight's breaking on the center. But now with ultimates not being up for the side of Flatearth, Bromas does have his available, which they're going to need if they want to be able to hold this point. Using towards that back, so Reinforce is holding off 3 people. He's going to do just that, and that will clean up the fight. They will hold on to this one. Nico, you're basically the last one alive here. There's no chance for you. But the thing is, Flatearth committed a lot of their ultimates for that. They committed their big ultimate at Bromos to, lock down and control this one. Reinforce will have his up momentarily, but you're counting on Jaquez and Vonethil to make your longevity of the fight increase, or at least have a better, longer fight with a double sound barrier. You need those ultimates up to survive the next wave.
Flippy's actually switched away from Widowmaker here as well. He just doesn't fancy that one. Seems to be getting taken down a fair bit in those one-to-ones, but now the fight going to be happening over on the point here as well, and Flippy trying to make use of that Tracer, but again being pushed back. He was actually ahead of the rest of his team, and now there's just sort of splintering in towards the side. Board got killed before he could even get to the stairs, and even Moon now has to give up. Surely back away? No, he'll have to die and just give up the ghost there as well. You can see constantly Tracer after Tracer just trying to keep this overtime going. But this has been a very convincing hold here from Flatearth, and now, or maybe the reinforcements are coming here as well. You can see D-Gun as well just trying to stay alive on the point. He will eventually fall. Overtime should very well tick away, especially now with Flatearth coming forward. And that will be it. It's going to be one apiece here. We're going to be going to the last stage, Jason. Nice work to come back into that one there from Flatearth. I feel like
to see how many Lucios and Winstons and Pharaohs we have on this map.
Oh, I love this point. It's so sick. It's so sick.
So you can see how Flatearth are kind of working with their comp, right? They have like an offensive attack and they have a defensive attack. So the offensive attack is having Bromos and Reinforce use their ultimates together with Lynx and Artier. And then you have the defensive attack when you have Vonethil and Jaquez to use their ultimates in tandem to prevent the enemy team from killing anyone and just outlasting the other team with a double Lucio. So they have kind of like a multi-purpose attack in two different forms, which does allow the attacker or defending team or part of the team to get their ultimates back online.
Could be Mercy for board here, interestingly enough. Given the way this map works.
Look at these, they just went opposite directions.
Yeah. They circled themselves around the middle part of the room. Obviously a bit dangerous, as you can see there's a pit here as well, so both these two teams are just going to brawl it out. It's going to be pretty hard to follow some of this action, guys, so we'll try and give it to you as best as we can. Reinforce there again, just coming forward, trying to slow things up. Link's just trying to fan the hammer as well. Should be able to get himself a kill, but he does fall down now, and it's going to allow Melty to push on towards his point. Good shield being used there by Moon. He's going to prevent any shots coming in from that direction, and that's going to be an initial take here by Melty. See Reinforce, he's not afraid to get into the mix here, but he might have to rejoin Bromas and Artier in a moment. Zarya shield, very, very important here. D-Gun switching over to that one as well. You can see he's sitting on constant 90-odd energy with his cannons, so that's really, really important. If you want to brawl out properly as Zarya, you need to be able to pretty much be max energy. Yeah,
even with the recent changes, but the way Melty are playing this one, getting so aggressive, Nico picking up 3 big kills in the enemy spawn. It has held them outside the temple, and now we need to see Flatearth somehow find their way back in. Will they attack from the sides? Will they try to go in straight through the center? As they come down to these pushes, and they don't really have any ultimates to work with. I think Reinforce, he's just shy of his, or he just used it in the last fight. I can't actually see for some reason. Oh, actually, it is up, so he just had it. They're going to need his ultimate if they're even on close to point to do anything. He gets pulled into by Gravitational Surge at a D-Gun, and that should be just an easy wipe. That's what's going to happen if you ulti by Zarya.
Yeah, Nico managed to get the Dragon Blade as well, and yet again he's going to be going after Vonethil. Manages to pick him off. There's still a bit of fighting happening over on the point as we see a Primal Rage reinforced there, eventually having to just back off as well. So far, so good. But that point...
He just jumped down on accident, I think.
Risk of losing that one there as well to Flatearth, but it seems like Melty just able to hold. They used that ultimate really, really well, of course. We saw the Graviton Surge come down, and easy 3 kills, especially with Nico going ham on his famed Genji.
I like what D-Gun did. If you can show this point in a few seconds, I'll get back to it, as we do see the engage coming yet again. Nico doing some insane damage, just 3 kills. He's going to chase Lynx back to his death, and he just falls off, realizing there's nothing he could do. And that will be a major wipe coming through. This could potentially be the end of the game here.
Yeah, I think so. I don't really think there's too much chance for a proper rig. Maybe one last push here as well. Yeah, perhaps just one. Bromas already pressing forward as well, knowing that he might just have to throw himself at the point if it gets to overtime. But here we go now. No messing around. Sound barrier comes down. Josias sets someone up for his team. There's already going to be a shield up on the point. And Melty actually was still regrouping themselves here. So a bit of an opening for Flatearth to try and take this. But Nico trying to get in towards the backlines. He's shut down. So is Flippy. Reinforce doing some serious work on that Winston. He's still standing strong here. Notice he's careful not to try and feed that Zarya any energy. If that shield's up, he stops trying to attack her. But he might have to back away now as well. Maybe find some extra players. Isolated off towards the side. Nico does have Dragon Blade up, and you're going to see him use it quite well. Wraith form being forced there as well. Out of Lynx, I think it was, and he still falls. Nico picks him up as soon as he turns into corporeal form, I guess you could say, and I don't really think this overtime is going to yield too much at all here for Flatearth. It's going to be a Melty hold this point. I think they'll be able to take it to 2-1 at this stage. Bromas is going to try and hold on, so is Josias, but that bar will continue to refresh as long as someone is on the point. So you can see Josias just jumping in and out. Now, Reinforce steps up to the plate.
I mean, they're just going at 1 by 1. There's just no chance. And even Ultimate being used to kind of finish off these kills, there should be no way Flatearth picks this one up unless somehow they pick up an amazing set of kills because they're down their tanks. Everyone's trying to rush back in. Uno almost getting knocked off, but we're still in overtime. They're still somehow surviving. Yeah, Reaper's being used by Lynx, picks up 2 kills. Actually, don't even tell me Flatearth's going to come back from this one. Don't tell me they're going to take this point away from Melty.
Ding! They just done that. Nice work, I have to say, from Flatearth there in those final moments. And that's overtime. It's quite forgiving, I think. Even on this map, if you have a Lucio, even if you have, 2, you can speed yourselves up and get towards that point pretty quickly. So now, Melty has to just try and end this one by retaking the point. That's pretty much all they do, because it should be a wipe if they manage to retake the point, and that will mean that Flatearth, excuse my observing, Flatearth will probably not have enough time to get there. So, still, Nico, again, gets himself in towards the back line. The sound barrier actually did manage to benefit him, but the Dragon Blade comes a little bit too late, and RTF pulls a very, very nice Deadeye out.
Oh, that res out about, though, picks up 3. He did this before, just that last attack into overtime, but he gets taken down immediately. That one's going to be Ivanov picking up the kill, and I think they're still going to maintain this position. You've seen the 2 primates go head-to-head. Cabal's just trying to survive, trying to run off the walls as he was knocked into the pit. And Moon and reinforced with Ivanov to help out. Should be enough to hold on, or at least maintain this one, but Nico's trying to come in, gets taken out by Flippy, who pops his visor. Well, Flatearth fall here. They still have enough men. They still have control of the point. Flippy's still trying to capture it over, but he doesn't have the backup yet. Baud and Dagon aren't going to be there in time to help out.
Yeah, so now it's going to have to be another retake attempt, and this is starting to get a little bit nerve-wracking, I think, for Melty, as they realise that they just need a convincing win here. They need to convincingly shove Flatearth off of this one. This could be the turning point, this map, in terms of the series here as well. I don't know if we'll see all 5 games. I mean, Lijiang Tower will be fantastic to see at the end, but the next map could well be the decider here, and it could be easily off the back of the result here. So we're going to see Nico again. He's going to switch away from that Genji. Has to be careful, though. He gets pushed and just completely shoved out. That's a very bad sign. We also heard a Death Blossom being channeled there as well. And look at this. Somehow, against the odds, during overtime, we've seen Flatearth retake the point, and now they're putting serious pressure on towards Melty.
Just charge forward. Just literally don't let them touch the point and you win. Archer's popping his Deadeye as well just to hold them back. Picks up 2 kills off of that. And Nico even getting a little bit of rage off that one. There's going to be no one there to touch the point, and Flatearth, from the brink of a loss on this map, at 99%, they pull it off. They go up 2-1.
Oh dear. Deal with it comes out there as well, and it was just a matter of stalling out for Flatearth, but they've done it very, very well. And to be fair, Melty couldn't retake the point even once after that. So really, you should be able to do that. I mean, that was the one time for the whole game that really had to properly retake, and they failed to do it. So we had some amazing sniping work here as well. Lynx just got picked up there as well. I think, well deserved by Flippy. Now, when we play solo queue, everyone's going to be doing that. GG.
I think everyone already does that. I mean, I've tried, but
I don't really see it being done too much, actually. Deal with it.
No, it's just all right. Well, I guess we'll be going to our next map, Dorado, with a 2-1 lead for Flatearth. Our last map, remember, if we do get to it, will be Lijiang Tower.